purposely hiding and
They want to
denying the
hide, and they
existence of
can't
black
accept the
cowboys.
fact that black cowboys existed. They can't accept the fact that a black savior existed, black mound builders existed, and many other black things existing. Check this article out. In the 1960s, they were looking to place a black man as a lead character for a Wild West TV show as a cowboy. The studio said, absolutely not, that's not going to happen. According to us, according to white people, it will never work because that's fantasy. If the modern day white audiences saw this TV show, they would laugh and they would be very upset, and we would have letters coming in all over, from all over the country, talking about how this is fantasy, there's no such thing. There's no such thing as black cowboys. They're stealing our culture. They're making this up. But look at this article about what it says. We discovered an unimagined number of Negro cowboys who have been dropped from the history of the West. They know you existed. Let's go down even farther and look at this. Negro cowboys numbered thousands amongst the many of the very best riders, ropers, and other types of wranglers. And now I've already shared on this channel how a newspaper article talking about a black outlaw, a black desperado, multiple of them. He stuck up a train and ended up dying. He ended up dying in the woods from a group he thought was hunting him, but it wasn't. It was just a group of moonshiners who he got into a shootout with because he thought they were rangers and they weren't. And he was a infamous black desperado. He held up trains. They don't care if it's real or not. They don't want you doing that. They said that they are the cowboys. It does not matter if there is more black cowboys than white cowboys. They want that title for themselves, and they're going to take it. And they're going to kick you out, and they're going to, as it shows here, ignore the history. Check this article out. Discovers. They're mocking him to his face. Wait, what? Congratulations, black man. We did not know that black cowboys existed. You did us a huge favor in doing all this hard research and work to point this out to us. Behind closed doors, they're laughing their ass off and they're saying, of course we know they existed. We're the reason why you can never find any real solid proof of them. We're the reason why all the evidence of them, and majority of it, has disappeared and gone into the bottom of museums and photo archives of actual black cowboys fighting and doing things in newspaper articles that they were openly out in the open and stuff like that. There's rumors of many famous black cowboys, like as of Billy the Kid, Buffalo Riders, all these other ones that have been race swapped. They've been whitewashed. I've already done a video on here where I went over 4 military generals from the 1800s, ranging from the Revolutionary War up to the Civil War, governors, important figures in history that have been whitewashed, blatantly whitewashed. You can go read newspaper articles talking about how it says like 4 times in the article that their skin is dark complexion, even going as far as describing them as smoke dried. And then when you look them up on Google, it's a picture of a pale white man. Doesn't even get the height right. Some of them are talking about how they're very short. The dude is very short and dark skinned. And then you see a picture of a tall, pale skinned white dude with blonde hair. They do this all the time. They don't care. They do not care. Their forefathers did them a favor by erasing your history. And you think they're going to be the generation that gives it back to you? Hell no. They're mocking this man. Look at their faces. Do you think they're happy he's bringing them? He's bringing this to them. You ever wonder why, after the 1960s after the 1860s up until the 1960s, Black history is very, very skewed. They'll bring up Jim Crow, but they won't even go into detail on that. They barely go into detail on Black presence in World War I and World War II. It's not until the civil rights that all of a sudden they pop out and say, "Oh, there you guys are. Where did you guys go for the last 100 years?" Don't you think Black people would have been the first ones riding out west after the Civil War? According to white people, after the 1960s, Black people disappeared off the map for 100 years. They didn't build anywhere. They didn't go build any towns. They just stayed in the South in a giant circle, twiddling their thumbs until the 1960s, the Civil Rights Act, until they said, "All right, you guys can come out and come in our stores and come to our schools now." They do that because not only do they want to get rid of the history of people like this and the presence like this, they don't want to admit that you had your own towns. They don't want to come to the fact that they were warring with you for 100 years, chasing you around the West, chasing you around the South, burning every establishment that you tried to start from yourself down. This is prophecy. This is prophecy. They did this. They were prophesied to do that. They were prophesied that this is all they're going to do, and they're going to get away with it too. For 100 years, for more than that, they have deleted your history, and all these nations are in on it too. All these nations that claim to hate each other, that are at war with each other, all agree on history. Get the hell out of here. You guys are all in on it. You guys are all working together, and we know who you are. We know why you do these things. We know how you got the permission to do this stuff, and it's awful. Let's see if I can read another part of this article here, or find something else. This is what these motherfuckers do. Negro Trailblazers of California, first edition, 1919. $4,000. I wonder if it would mention the Mission Indians of California, and Northern California, and Southern California, and San Diego. Not only did they come to this country and they found black people, which they're going to erase and not admit, because they can't even admit black cowboys existed. You can't even admit black cowboys existed. You get caught every day. You're getting caught whitewashing and erasing history. And you just sit there, and then when you bring it up, I know every black person knows what I'm talking about. The look that comes over their face when you catch them and whitewashing something and they don't have a response for you. Their face just goes blank, and there's this weird, creepy look that comes over it. And they look there, and they look like they're listening to you. They look like they're accepting what you're saying, but you can tell deep down inside they want to fucking scream, and they want to fucking fight you, and they want to just, they do not like what you're doing. They do not like that you're disrupting the ether, their ether. They do not like that you're disrupting their lives. Their fathers spent billions and billions of dollars erasing your history. These other nations, from Asia to Africa to the Middle East to Europe, they all spent millions of dollars on erasing your history out of all the continents on Earth. Making sure it's not all black people, it's a certain type of black people too. They're hunting a certain bloodline of black people. They're erasing a certain bloodline of black people's history. Anybody that shows that they were better than them, anybody that has more spiritual powers than them, anybody that has any prophecies that pertains to their destruction, they take your books, they raid your libraries, they raid your temples. I've done so many videos on my channel about it, and they get rid of your history, and they push Control Alt Delete spiritually on the landmass that they now are invading. When they get to a new landmass, they always raid the libraries, raid the temples, tear down your statues, and press Control Alt Delete on the land. So no remnants of you is survivable on there. There's gonna be no statues, no cave paintings, and what they can't destroy, they reclaim as theirs. And they create a false history saying they've been there this whole time. And they take your heritage and they say it's theirs. Look at this. I know they talk about the black Mission Indians of California. Check this one out. Pioneers of Negro origin in California, 1952. $4,500. They know we went west. They know the West is ours. They know that's the most reasonable place to go in a country that hates you. According to these people, no black people ever said, why the hell would I go north where they can recapture me, and send me right back down here in chains? Why not go to the mass, thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of miles of undocumented land and territory towards that way, and see if I can run away that way with a group of black people from a plantation? They never say that. According to white people, every black person ran straight north. That's it. Straight north, and got caught. It makes no sense. These people are liars. Every day they're getting caught. Something else is getting exposed that they whitewashed. Like I said, I just did a video on 4 historic figures ranging from the 1700s up until the late 1800s, where newspaper articles, it describes their appearance as black, dark skin, swarthy, Negro. And when you go on Google, you see a picture of a pale-skinned white man. They're the only ones that are claimed to do this. The same people that whitewashed Jesus, the same people that can't even accept the fact that black cowboys existed, that hide black cowboys. We are expecting to believe about anything else in this world. Yeah, where'd you guys hide all our evidence? On the moon when you went there too? Yeah, get the hell out of here. We're done with you. We're done. And shame on all you black people that let this shit slide and refuse to do any research and just take their word for everything. You'll even go as far as mocking black people like me and others who actually do this research to find this stuff out.